It's been almost 2 weeks.
It has, yes.
How are the legs feeling now?
It's been, 2 weeks since Projeto Portugal. Feeling good. I mean, I'm back running. Definitely a lot better than when I did 500k last year. Mentally a bit overrunning, but already thinking of the next project, of course.
Yes. Mentally overrunning because you want to go out for runs again?
Yeah.
Or like you need to go out to
I want to go out, but
clean your head.
I know I need
mind.
to be chilling a little bit. Can't go straight back. Yeah, feeling good. Hopefully it was fun to watch.
Yeah. When do you think the video actually will come out?
So I think we've got some photos coming out end of May.
Okay.
So 22nd of May. And then that's with the people that did our t-shirts. They're doing like a little piece on it. And then the video hopefully will be out in June. And we're going to do a little screening in London. So we'll do some socks and t-shirts, do a little screening, but obviously we'll do a little one here in Portugal as well.
Amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah, it'll be nice for me to see sort of what I did. I think when you're running, you sort of black out and you're like, just got to get it done. So actually watching what I did would be quite nice.
Yeah. How was it like if we go back to day one? You wake up in Lisbon, the whole team is there. Did you feel ready or really nervous?
I don't think you can ever be ready. I think there's always something in your mind like, oh, I could have done that. Maybe I should have done this.
Yeah.
Especially you're tapering, so you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't run properly in like a week. Am I fit enough? I was super nervous, but really exciting. Just because obviously everyone's there. You got the photographers, you got like the other runners, just like a little family being together. Mm-hmm. And I think the only nerves is like, you don't want to let people down, right? Like these people have given up their time. 6 days plus travel days is a lot of time for these other runners. So my main concern is always making sure that I don't let other people down. I think that's my biggest thing. Like if I stop on day 3, you know, these people are gonna have wasted their days. But no, it was good. So that's the only nervousness that I have.
So you woke up and you thought, I need to do well for my people.
Yeah.
Great.
But I mean, it's a fun time for everyone. I
Yeah.
always want to make sure everyone's having a fun experience because, like, a lot of the time you have pacers running with you, but actually the most of the time they spend is with the group.
Yeah.
So you got to think like, is that group gonna get along together? Are they gonna have fun?
Of course.
They spend, 15 hours just driving to the next 10k, driving to the next 10k.
It's quite intense for sure.
Yeah.
Like being with you must have been a little escape for them.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
exactly.
you started off at the church in Lisbon.
Yeah.
What's the name of that one?
It is, I think it might be the Church of Santiago.
Okay.
And it has a little sign on it saying,
Yeah.
It has a little sign saying the Camino starts here. It's right in like central Lisbon.
Okay.
And then you sort of head down to the docks area.
Okay.
And
And from there you go up north.
there you go up north. Day 1 was all flat. So like...
Must have felt great.
Yeah. You go through a lot of main roads and a lot of vineyards. And we actually surprisingly saw quite a few other Camino people. I really thought you wouldn't on the Lisbon section.
Yeah. Do you feel like running a lot of hills around here helped you later on when you started encountering hills? Because of course this first part being flat must have felt like London.
Yeah.
But later on, did the training that you've had by just living in Portugal come into good use?
Yeah, oh my goodness, so much. Like, I think we did about 7,000, just over 7,000 meters in elevation.
Wow.
And it was really like tight. So some days are like half a day was flat. Then all of a sudden, all of the climbing was in one go. And actually, the worst day was the last day. It was 20k to the end, and I didn't realise Santiago's on like the top of a hill.
Yeah.
So it was like 500 metres just going up the whole way, which obviously on dying legs is
right?
not the one.
That's what everybody wishes just before the finish line.
Yeah.
Let's go up.
No, but it was really good actually. I think.
When you planned the route, did you try to avoid hills?
Uh,
Or was there no way of doing that?
Not really, no. Like, once you sort of get out of Lisbon, you're on the Camino track. Like, there's a couple different routes you can do. There's the Camino by the sea, and then there's ones inland. But I wanted to go by the ocean. I think it was just really pretty, and I'd heard good things about the route, so...
Did you actually get to run by the ocean every now and then?
We did, yeah. We had one full day.
Because I didn't see that a lot in your stories, actually.
Yeah, that was near Porto.
Did you save it for the video?
Yeah. That was, we did Porto all the way along the coast. I think that day I was with Amy, so Amy flew out and surprised me. I knew she was coming, but she came early. And the guys were like, oh, you need to go in the van, you need to go in the van. And I was like, can I just sit outside, please? And then I opened the van and she was there. She was like, hi!
Oh, but you knew she was coming, no?
I knew, but I thought she was coming the next day.
Ah, okay.
And then, so we ran Porto together, so I think we didn't get much footage because we were just talking away.
Yeah.
But the photographers definitely did.
That's good, that's good. And then, like going back to day one, you ran a lot on day one. That was also the plan.
Yes.
How did you feel at the end of that day?
That was a really funny day actually, because I was supposed to do about 130k. I did 120 at the end, but we were supposed to do 10k, meet the guys, get some water, then do the final 20k, and the route had changed because of some roadworks. But obviously we had a blackout here.
Yes.
So there's no electricity.
Yeah. You started running on the one day where the whole Iberian Peninsula ended up without electricity.
Exactly. But that meant the signal was really bad where we were, and we couldn't find our friends. So we didn't realise we'd missed a checkpoint. But we had to then go through trails which wasn't reachable. So we were like, the checkpoint definitely should have been like 2k away. And we had no signal. So me and the pacer were like, well, we just keep going. It's going to be like, we did a lot of walking. We were just like, walk out the end of the day, it's fine. But everyone panicked because they didn't know where we were. So Ollie went to the police station.
Oh no.
Yep.
Day one.
Day one. He went to the police station. He thought like something had happened. I don't know what he thought. He just went to like worst case scenario.
Yes.
And so I finally got back to like a main road at about 117k, and all the electricity turned back on. And like that, I had like a million messages. Where are you? Are you okay? And then I had someone calling me, and it was the police. And they were like, you know, where are you? Are you safe? But I thought it was our hostel that we were going to stay in. And I was like, are we checking in? This police officer was like, are you safe? I was like, yeah. Like, what are you on about? And then Ollie told me that he'd been to the police, and so I mean, it couldn't get more stressful than day one.
Yeah.
But we weren't aware of how stressful it was. We were
That's
just
probably a
running
good
like,
thing.
oh, this is nice.
Yeah, probably a good thing that you were not that aware.
Yeah.
So you were staying in hostels throughout the trip, or?
Yeah, so we had a camper van.
Yeah.
So we could use that for like sleeping during any rests, and also so the other pacers could have sleeps.
Yeah.
But because we were a team of 6, plus Amy, who was 7 on some days, there was no way of all sleeping in a camper van. So we had a hostel, and we'd basically mark on the ground at the end of the day, put a pin in Google, drive to the hostel, come back to the exact same point and start again in the morning.
And the morning was like 3:30 a.m.
It was 3:30 a.m. wake up, have some breakfast, and
What would you have for breakfast on this trip?
brioche and bread. I don't want to see another brioche bun.
With any toppings or
No.
plain?
Oh, it was chocolate brioche.
Okay.
Those little ones that you get as like a kid.
Yeah. plain carbs.
Yeah. And they were kind of dry, so I had to like have water in my mouth to just dissolve the brioche.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, so a couple of those. And yeah, then 4:30 was the start running. And that was it, beginning of the day.
Beginning of the day. And the rest of the fueling throughout these days, a lot of gels from Morton.
Yes, a lot of gels, mainly solid bars actually.
Okay.
I found that the solid bars were way better.
What are they like? Are they like protein bars almost, like in terms of
they're
texture?
just pure oats.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd only have protein at the end of the day,
Okay.
which was always a burger.
From McDonald's or anywhere.
Anywhere. The
Anywhere.
biggest burger you could get in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's sort of when you're on these sort of runs.
Yeah.
When you're on these sort of runs, like you hone in on something, and as soon as you like something, that's all you want to eat.
Yeah.
Because you have to get so many calories in that you're sort of like over food. So if you like something, just eat it.
And the solid bars do they have any flavor?
There's chocolate and like just like sugar flavour.
Okay.
So they just mainly taste like oats, to be fair.
Yeah. What else would you have? So solid bars, you have breakfast, brioche and bread.
Yeah.
Burgers in the evening.
Burgers
Did you
in the
eat any vegetable or fruit throughout the week?
We did have some fruit, had some pineapple, strawberries in the day. When it was really hot, it was quite nice to have. I'd have sandwiches, cheese sandwiches for lunch, but no fibre whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was literally on as much carbs as possible during the day.
Did you get any stomach issues throughout the trip?
Not really. I mean, you get very comfortable just pooing in a bush.
Yeah.
Like when you gotta go, that's it. If you're not in a town, just find a bush. But I mean, I don't think it's more like stomach issues, it's just like you're consuming so much food that you need to go to the bathroom quite often.
It's just your digestion.
Yeah.
And what about electrolytes?
Oh, I'm gonna walk a second.
So, talking about fueling, digestion,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask Anit about electrolytes and water. How did you hydrate? Did you just drink water or did you consume a lot of electrolytes as well?
There was a lot of water consumed. You got to think, I'm running like every 10k or every 15k. I'm pretty much seeing the guys, apart from once or twice it was 20k.
Yeah.
And every single time I was pretty much filling up 2 bottles.
Would they have water with them in like jerry cans?
Yeah.
Or?
So we had
Okay.
the siesta campers
Yeah.
has a fridge in there.
Of course. Yes.
So it was nice cold water, refilled it. I'd have a sip of Coke. And then what I'd usually do is in the morning, I would have just electrolytes in a bottle and just have water on me. And then as of lunchtime, once it was hot, I'd have 1 water, 1 electrolyte. And I actually think I usually get quite bad, like a urinary tract infection, like a bladder problem,
Yeah.
if I don't have enough electrolytes. And I found that on day 2, I was having that problem. So obviously lucky you just go to a pharmacy and it was fine, but
How
always,
do you feel that? Is it like a pain?
yeah, like a burning sensation when you wee.
Ah, okay.
And then it literally felt like my bladder, I could feel it in my body.
Yeah.
So it was a really discomfort-like feeling.
Yeah, that while you're running must be tough.
I had it when I was in Oman. It always seems to be when I'm in a really hot running situation. And I think also doesn't help, like you're peeing on the side of the road, like you're just sweaty constantly.
Yeah.
But it's quite a common problem, especially in like female runners, if you're doing like ultra distances. But I had more electrolytes on day 2 and that problem sort of went away a little bit with some medication.
Were there any other like potential hazards or problems that you were aware of that maybe you've not had before doing ultras, but you've heard other females or just like runners in general have, that you kind of prepared for?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. there's always getting your period, which is,
Yeah.
I actually thought I was going to get it on this, but I think my body just went into a bit of like shock
Yeah.
from the amount of, get the car past, from the amount of exercise, like it just went into like, ugh. And so I didn't get my period, which is kind of normal if you're doing something like this, and then it just comes straight afterwards.
Yeah.
Um,
So you had a great week off.
yeah, a great week off afterwards.
Great week of recovery. Let it all out, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it was okay actually, because it is annoying getting it on something like that.
Yes.
The last 2 ultras I've done, Oman and the Speed Project, I had it like day 2 of the run. And you're just like, it's just another thing to worry about.
Yeah, you don't want that to happen.
Exactly.
Is there, like looking back at it now, in terms of gear that you took with you,
Yeah.
running gear, what would you say has been the most important, besides I guess shoes? Like,
Yes.
shoes you need.
Yeah.
What else, like which item was most important?
Oh, there's so many, but I think an underrated one that some people don't think about that much is poles. I think like I regularly don't run without poles. Like I don't live somewhere that's obviously, here is hilly,
Yeah.
but it's not like mountainous.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely fine running without poles. But when you're so tired, even just like when you're walking in between and having a break, poles are amazing.
How do you find the right poles?
Oh, that is well, I went for the lightest poles because I don't want to be carrying anything heavy.
Yes.
The brand that I use is Lecky, and they're actually super great.
How did you find them?
Asking people on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah, I love, if I have a question, I'll usually reach out on Instagram and people will give me loads of opinions. And if there's something that comes up loads, then I'm like, right, I'll look into this one. And Lecky was one, people were like, this seems great.
What makes it great? Is it that it's very light, or is it design, or?
I mean, I think it's super light, really easy to use. They like fold away super easy. Loads of other ultra runners use them. They just have a really good reputation. They don't break.
Yeah. I mean, that's important.
Yeah. You'd be actually surprised at how many times you hear about poles breaking,
Oh,
which you think they shouldn't. But no, I think they were probably the best thing to have, especially just on those long days. Like they really, and your fingers swell from running so much, having something to rest on.
yeah.
And just like something different to do with your hands, because you're like, they're just there, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
When you're running along.
So poles, did you attach them to your vest, or like could you actually put them inside your vest?
Yes, I put them in the back of my vest.
Okay.
There's different ways you can always attach them. Some people like having them around on a belt, so you can just whip them out whenever you need them. But I had lovely pacers that sometimes would carry them for me.
Perfect.
The luxury. You definitely don't get that at races. So
Yeah. Did you have water in your vest as well, or?
yeah,
Did you
always had 2
okay.
bottles of 500 ml
Yeah.
in my vest. I'd always keep. We had some really rainy days,
Yeah.
so I'd keep a rain jacket in there in case, and I'd have extra food in case I needed extra food.
Perfect.
And that was pretty much it. I knew I was going to be seeing the guys often, whereas at some races obviously you need like more of emergency kits,
Yeah.
but I was okay without it.
Cross.
Woo!
And what about your watch? Like, did it last the whole trip?
No, it didn't. So
You have a Garmin.
Garmin Enduro 2?
Okay.
2. So it's great. I mean, it has like a solid week on there if you're just doing normal runs like day to day like we are.
With GPS.
Yes, with GPS.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I charged it only once in the middle.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good.
And it had, so I basically put the map on and I followed the map on my watch the entire time.
That's amazing. How did you do the map? With
So that, I did it on a GPX file.
Okay.
So I Googled obviously the route. The route's already pretty much planned out, but there's not all GPX files. So
Yeah.
sort of combined them all, downloaded it, then you upload it to your watch. And then I just followed that.
And
It
that
is-
worked out well.
It worked out well.
You didn't go wrong once.
Well, you definitely go wrong. But
Probably a few times.
it was mainly me not looking at my watch and then my watch beeping, being like, "You're off course."
Yeah.
Maybe like, "Oh
What
crap."
do you mean? Since when?
Yeah.
And how long have I been off course?
Yeah. But also another good feature, it does beep at you when you go wrong.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
What, like, now that it's been 2 weeks, how do you feel about the trip? Do you feel like everything went the way you hoped it would go? What would you maybe have done different? Well, let's just start there. Did it feel the way you hoped it would feel, like achieving this?
Yeah, I think when you come back from a trip like this, it's a really weird feeling because everything for a bit sort of feels like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like,
You did this.
in a sense of like, you know, you're back at work or 9 to 5 and you're like, wow, this meeting has no meaning to me.
Yeah.
Because you sort of see the bigger picture when you're running and doing something like that, especially being with friends. And obviously you settle back into normal life and like everything does have meaning.
But that's funny because you often hear people who have ran a marathon, they come back and they're actually not sure what to do with their life.
Yeah.
And
You almost have this like crisis of like, you have such an endorphin high
yeah,
of like, wow, this is amazing. That you come back and you're like, why am I doing this? Like, but obviously you can't be on an adventure your entire life. Like, I can't be running 600k forever. Otherwise it wouldn't have meaning when I did it.
yeah, that's true.
So you just got to like sort of ride it out, enjoy the feeling. I think it's also like most of the time you don't get time to have 6 days, no work, just with your friends running.
Mm-hmm.
You see some beautiful scenery.
Yeah, how often do you get to do that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's quite special.
So it's really taking that in, and like, I think the week after it's important to just appreciate that because
Soak up the runner's high.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's hard though.
at the time you don't like take it in.
Yeah,
You're just like,
you just want it to be over.
and literally like Ollie said to me the last day when we were waking up, I was like, I'm in so much pain, like my legs hurt, I just want to be done. And he was like, don't wish it away, like by the end of today you'll be done and you'll be wishing that you were back out on the road. And at the time I was like, yeah, whatever. And then literally it finishes and you're like, oh my God, it's done.
What's next?
Yeah. I do want to go back and be running.
Do you feel the same as many people that run a marathon, they finish it, they're like, never again. And then that same evening they book a new marathon.
Yeah.
Is it a little bit like that for you with these projects now?
Yeah, I guess maybe the following week I book a next one. I
Yeah.
do really try and take, it's hard, isn't it? Like you want to think of the next thing, but you also want to really appreciate what you've just done.
Because otherwise, what is it worth, right?
Yeah, exactly. If you're always
Yeah.
thinking of the next, then it's super hard. It must be like, it's the same, like once you PB in something, you kind
Yeah.
of want to take it in even though you want to think of the next thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, very similar. What, so, and like, I'm just curious if there is anything, now that it's over,
Yeah.
that you indeed would have done differently. So for the next project, obviously you're not going to do this exact same run again.
No.
So in your personal experience, you wouldn't think like, oh, I wish I would have taken the route slightly more left or right.
Yeah.
But is there anything that's more like in the grand scheme of doing an ultra running project like this that you maybe would change for the next time?
Yeah, I guess, I think one thing, it's super hard because every project is very different. Even if it's something similar, like a 600k somewhere is going to be completely different to somewhere else.
Yeah,
Even with how you plan things, book things,
train.
exactly
Yeah.
everything. But with this one, I think one thing I'd do differently is I planned out where I wanted to stop every night,
Yes.
and we then booked hostels according to that. And obviously, when you're planning, you're like, yeah, I can do this, and you're a bit optimistic on the distance.
Yes.
And you also don't think like, one morning we had a rainstorm and thunderstorm that was so bad I had to start 2 hours later. So you don't think of these things and like what could set you back. Maybe one day you're going to do better than the next. So then we had to cancel all our bookings
Yeah, and
because we were slightly off.
When you are running, you might also get a little bit stressed about that.
Yeah,
Like, oh, we have this booking in this place, and if I don't make it, we need to cancel the booking for everyone.
exactly.
And
I mean, I think that's one good thing about when you do stuff like this. You need a team that you can really trust,
yeah,
and you know they're going to have your best interest. So obviously Ollie was trying to push me every day. You know, when I get to the end, he'd be like, can you try and do another 10k? Do you want to have more sleep today? Do you want to try and get up earlier tomorrow? Like, he'd give me these options.
yes,
And obviously he wants me to push as much as I can, but also he knows when to say, today's enough.
yeah,
We're going to stop. Like, day 2 was a really hard day. I only did 94k, which was the lowest day. I had a lot of walking, my hip was bad. And he was like, I'm going to call it. Like,
this is
just,
it.
yeah, you don't need to get to 100. Just stop here. You're going to have a good night's sleep and you're going to start again tomorrow. And I think you need someone like that.
Yeah,
That can do that.
for sure.
So I think the major thing is being able to hand over everything.
And have the right team for the job.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a good takeaway, to always make sure that you go out with people you trust, people that care about you, people that want you to reach your goal, that
Exactly.
are not going to push you over the edge
Yeah,
to actually reach it. Because that, it would leave you broken and you would not actually be able to achieve it. So
yeah,
you need them to understand kind of who you are.
yeah, exactly.
Would you say you always need to have done, I don't know, especially with pacers,
Yeah.
would you say it's important that you've run together before?
It was really nice that I'd run with Tyson before. Mm-hmm. He knew exactly what I needed. He knew how I ran. He knew like everything. So he'd know, like, he knows when I start walking for a bit.
Yeah,
He knows to go, right, look at that next lamppost. We're gonna start running from there. And
That's
we'd
good.
walk to there, then we'd run, then I'd start walking again. He'd be like, right, find the next spot. We're gonna run from there. And he knew that's like what I needed, otherwise I'd just keep walking for too long.
yeah, so it's almost like your coach on the road, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's really good.
Yeah, so it's really nice having someone like that.
Yeah,
And then obviously Rene was new. I had run with him, but not something like this. And then that's just nice to have someone that you haven't spoken to about everything before.
yeah, yeah. So you don't have to go and repeat yourself
Exactly.
about how much you love this,
Yeah.
and how much you hate this, and
And
Yeah.
I think one of the main jobs as a pacer is literally to talk at you. I don't
Yeah.
do a lot of talking.
distract you from the
Yeah.
pain that you are in.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think by the end of the day, I don't want to say anything,
yeah.
but also,
So you need to find chatty pacers.
yeah, like
A
just tell
chatty
me the
pacer
story.
is a good pacer. That makes sense. So what are you most proud of now that it's over?
I mean, completing it. I gotta be proud of that, right?
For sure,
Um,
for sure.
and just having a good time. Like, you know, we stopped and got past the Donatas on the way and stopped and took pictures. Like, you got to remember, it is an adventure at the end of the day. Like, yes, I want to do this FKT, but that's not going to kill me. Like, if I don't make it.
Yeah, when you're 18, you're looking back at this adventure that you went on.
Yeah,
You wouldn't think, oh, it sucked because I did not run an FKT.
yeah,
You ran the distance with people that you get along with really well,
Yeah.
or even admire. And you spent all this time together
yeah.
and did an amazing thing.
And I really wanted to soak it in. I think the first time I did something like this, which was the one in America, like I was so focused on just completing it because I'd never done anything like that. Like, I didn't stop for pictures, I didn't stop to take it in.
Yeah,
And I'm like, what's 5 minutes? Like, we found this tree. we found this tree with all these like little charms on that you could put money in and take a little charm for the good luck on the road in the middle of like a forest. And we were like, we stopped, took pictures, took one for everyone,
very good.
and just did things like that. And it was like, what's that 5 minutes
Yes,
gonna do on this like 6-day trip?
nothing.
So I think it's just really, really important to do stuff like that. And they're the memories that you're gonna hold forever.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, take your time to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a perfect ending.
Perfect ending. That was a
Right?
good chat.
It's a good chat.